Hello everyone, we're standing here today at the Hydrogen Technology Expo in Hamburg, organized by Trans Global Events. My name is Johan Wiebe from Hydrogen Standard, and we're standing at the stand from Donaldson. And next to me is Michael. Michael is going to explain a couple of things about the equipment besides us as well. But before we delve into it, Michael, first off, great for us to have you here or to be here with you on the stand. And maybe you can give a little bit of an introduction about yourself and the business.
Thank you, Johan. So it's nice to have you here. So I'm responsible for IG, industrial gases, at the Donaldson company. So it's a business unit which is mainly focused on purification of any kind of industrial gases, and also hydrogen and more hydrogen during the last period of time. And what you see in the background is one of our typical purification systems, what we have for the hydrogen purification, obviously.
Well, obviously, exactly, because we're at an Hydrogen Expo and you guys are showing the equipment and it's an emerging industry. Well, tell us a little bit about the purification of gases with the focus on hydrogen, please.
Okay, so what we are doing as a business unit in Donaldson is take the humidity off, take particles off, take rest oil off, every kind what is necessary to take out of the gas. And for hydrogen, it's definitely humidity. So what is coming from the electrolyzer is very wet, 100% wet, and that is something you definitely don't want to have in your hydrogen.
So for a little bit for an understanding, in sort of the process of generating hydrogen, where is this equipment, at what stage of the process is it installed?
Yeah, good question, Johan. So it's immediately behind the electrolyzer. So it comes from the electrolyzer. There's a rest oxygen part of in it, and 100% humidity, as I said. And for any kind of use of the hydrogen, you need to take the rest oxygen off, and you need to take care of the humidity. And that is exactly what that unit is made for. So it takes the rest oxygen out of it, that you have pure hydrogen, and it also takes 100% of the humidity off, that you can use it for fuel cells or whatever kind of applications.
Now, there's a lot going on here in this equipment, in this impressive piece of technology. We can't go into too much detail, but we're all very curious to find out a little bit out of the workings of it. So please indulge us, Michael.
Yeah, so what it's mainly about is an absorption dryer, and we are able to bring the humidity down to 5 ppm or even lower if required. And how we are doing it, we have a pre-filtration to take particles off and rest humidity, and then it's a typical desiccant dryer, 2 columns with desiccant in to reach the certain pressure dew point. And what is special about this unit, it is working without any kind of loss of hydrogen. So 100% what goes in comes out of the system without any loss of hydrogen, and that makes it really special.
Thank you, Michael, for that comprehensive explanation. We'll move now to your colleague, but once again, thanks very much.
Thank you, Johan, for your interest.
So moving on to the second part of the interview, we focus on the downstream side of the hydrogen market, in particular on fuel cells. Here we have another fantastic candidate, I would almost say, Korneel. He's going to talk to us a little bit about it. But before we delve into the details, Korneel, give also a brief introduction, please.
Well, hello, I'm Korneel de Rudder. I'm responsible for product management around our products for a hydrogen fuel cell at Donaldson.
Great. Right, fuel cells then. Fuel cells balance of plant components. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we have quite a lot of components around the fuel cells which we can supply. The first and a relatively important one is the intake air filtration, but we also have many other components such as humidifier, flat sheet humidifier. We do have water separation technology. We have coolant ion exchange technology. We offer filtration for high pressure hydrogen fuel. And we have membrane products which are used in the venting of the fuel cell stack, and we also have the EPTFE membrane at the center of the fuel cell.
There's a lot of technology there. Unfortunately, we can't cover them all, but let's cover at least the first one and maybe some parts of the other parts as well, which is the air intake filtration system, right? Can you tell us a little bit more details about that?
Yeah, good idea to focus on the intake air filtration. It's a very important component. So it's about making sure that the air going into the fuel cell is very clean. First of all, it's about removing the dust. So we want to remove very efficiently the dust, and we need high capacity in there, in that dust element. But even more important is we can remove all the chemical contaminants from the air, because these chemical contaminants can poison and damage the fuel cell. So it's very important that we remove them with an inlet filter.
Okay, thank you for that answer. There's a couple of slogans, or maybe not slogans, but sort of stages of various processes. I would almost summarize them, but you can do it better. Here at the background, we'll focus on the first two first, repairable and modular. Tell us a little bit more about that, please.
Yeah, it's important, repairable and modular. So we designed our system so that everything that can or might break is repairable either by screws or something metal, that you don't have plastic components which easily break. But more important is the modularity. So we designed the system so that's easy to modify the size of them in a design phase. So we can really design for the customer separate sizes. Even further, once the systems are in the field, we can provide towards the end customer different sizes of dust filtration or chemical filtration, so they can really tailor the component in the field depending on the conditions that they encounter.
Excellent. Well, moving to the other ones then, recyclable and reusable. And in between durable as well, obviously, but recyclable and reusable is something you would like to focus on?
Yes, recyclable, reusable, that's very often a topic that our customers bring up. It's very important for them. They want to go to net zero, fuel cells, something very clean, but they also want to have the components around them being clean and sustainable. So we use sustainable materials. Our plastics we use are more greener plastics. We go sometimes a little bit back to metal because metal is relatively easy to recycle. And then if about reusability, it's the elements that are inside. You can really separate the filter media from anything that's plastic, which makes it much easier to recycle, much cleaner for the environment.
Finally then, let's talk about size. Why is it so large?
Yeah, good question. Why is it so large? So all our components are sized relatively large. That's because we believe, and not just us, but we also see from our customers, that hydrogen fuel cells are really going to be used in long distance transportation, where they need a power rating of around 350 kilowatts. That's why we need to size these systems relatively large, much larger than what you see today with passenger car derived fuel cells.
Well, thank you very much, Korneel. That was very interesting. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, thank you for all the good questions.